Hello everyone and welcome to another How Sees It review. Today I am reviewing Mad Libs, the game. This is produced by Looney Labs, well known for their Flux games, and I recently reviewed the Retro Lunacy game. So Mad Libs, the game. I grew up doing Mad Libs, I think like many people, having a very fun time with them, as well as a good educational tool to teach the different forms of words and the sentence structure. So, how does Mad Libs, the game, compare to actual Mad Libs? How was the gameplay received? Okay, well, first of all, let's start with what's in the box. So, you have this box here. It's pretty decently sized box for how they've organized everything. You have the larger sentence structure cards, sentence slash trophy cards that go in here. There's 42 of those. And that was one thing that I would kind of wish. So there's like 200 of the word cards, which is great. There's 42 of the sentence cards. And I kind of wish they would have included a few more sentence cards. I mean, 42 is decent, but I think, 75 probably would have been better. I mean, more options, the more variety you're going to have, right? So, but anyway, I do like the fact that these sentence cards have this fun little trophy on the back. I played this with my kids, and they really enjoyed collecting the trophies, and they had a really fun time with it. And what is really nice for this game as far as playing with younger kids is everything's color coded. Now I realize that may not be the best for some of the people who have color or who are like colorblind, but for the most part, I mean, this is I think a great tool for kids because they can simply look at the sentence and say, okay, I need to pick a card that has a purple on it and a blue on it. Now all of these cards too have purple and blues except for this one here. It does not have an adjective form of stroke on here. So anyway, so the color coding's great. And really, there is quite a few different words. Some of them are repeated, if I remember correctly. So I do wish that there was a little more variety. And personally, this is just personally how I felt about the game, as I just felt a little let down. I guess the game didn't meet my expectations of the fun that I had playing Mad Libs. And I'll come to that in a little bit. But anyway, as far as the gameplay, it's very simple. You flip over one of the sentence cards. This one, slow and blank, wins the blank. And everyone picks cards from their hand. Now, in this scenario, you wouldn't have any issues coming up with words. It doesn't happen very often. But let's say you needed an adjective and you had a bunch of cards, or like this one, you need like 2 blues, you need 2 adjectives and 2 plural nouns, and your cards just were not arranged such that you had enough cards to do that. Then you would simply draw cards into your hand until you finally have something to at least fill in all the blanks. So that's good. And the first time I played, I somehow glazed over that. So I was kind of stuck. I was like, oh, I don't even have very good options for this, or I don't have a card for that. And so we just kind of made one work. Well, no, in the rules, it says in there, if you don't have cards to fill in all the spaces, you draw until you do. So there's that. The sentences are, there's quite a few different ones. A lot of them are well-known phrases or different things like that. So this was one example that I just pulled out real quick from one of the opening hands here. Slow and blank wins the blank. Slow and fuzzy wins the girls. And anyway, my kids really enjoyed the silliness of it. And I guess for me, what it comes down to is Mad Libs was always this story. Like it was a full page or 2 pages. And I really enjoyed kind of the story concept. These are all just short little sentences. And so I guess that's where it fell short for me, is it just didn't give me quite that feel. And in Mad Libs, you're not restricted by what's in your hand. You're only restricted by your crazy imagination, and you can come up with some crazy different combinations of words to fit in that story or to fit in that Mad Libs. I liked having more of a story instead of just the simple sentence, and not having restriction on what my words were. So the game works, and it's fun, and I think certain crowds will really enjoy this. But for me, I guess just going into this, I was feeling just a little let down because it didn't give me the same satisfaction as doing Mad Libs myself. So that's Mad Libs. It has a very similar feel to a lot of these type of games like Apples to Apples, Dixit, these group games where you're picking something, you're putting it out there, it's voted on, and that person then gets the card. So that's basically it. That's Mad Libs. You got quite a few word cards in there. And I guess the other thing with this game is you could simply print off, I guess, some different Mad Libs or different things, or make your own. Everyone could make their own before you play. And I think that could add a lot of fun to it, as everyone is creating their own Mad Libs. And then you could use these words. And they did include some blank cards, so you could create your own words as well. So that is nice. I'm glad they included that. Give it a little bit more variety. You can personalize it a little bit. So yeah, Mad Libs. It's a fun game. Not one that I particularly enjoyed quite as much as my expectations set for it, but that is Mad Libs, and that is how Lou sees it.